Hello Gemini, welcome to Dove and Serpent Tarot. This is your weekly tarot forecast for the week of August 15th through August 21st. We're going to see what the message is for you for this coming week. What is it that you need to know? What is coming your way? What should you be focusing on? Or if we can get some insight into this situation that is currently on your mind. Let's find out right now. This is for Gemini. What does Gemini need to know? All right, we start off with the Seven of Cups. Let's put that into some context and see just where this energy might be manifesting for you for this coming week. Okay, so we see the Fool crossing your path this week as well. And I think with this Fool energy, this is saying that there are new opportunities. I think that maybe where you are in life right now, or at least in terms of your feelings and how you are experiencing your life right now, might be one of just kind of dissatisfaction. I think maybe that you're feeling a little bit stuck right now, that maybe things are just losing a little bit of their luster. Things are not as successful or as bright, as cheerful, or as pleasurable as they once were. Now we see with these Seven Cups that what was once pleasurable and enjoyable is now just kind of dying on the vine. It's losing a lot of its sweetness, and I think you're beginning to feel that. I think that it's really just kind of getting you down lately. The good news is, though, with this Fool energy, I feel like new opportunities are presenting themselves to you. A new chance to just be a little carefree and to have that enthusiasm and that joy in experience and in life and in doing new things. So we get that with the Fool card. So I think as much as you might be in this kind of emotional place right now where things are just not feeling as good as they did previously, I think the good news is that you've got this Fool energy coming, and this is going to really, I think, renew your enthusiasm, give you more opportunities for more joy, more success, just more adventure, right? And I think with that comes a lot of enthusiasm. I think in the recent past, you kind of reached a breaking point. You've reached the end of your rope with things. And I think with the Ten of Swords here, you really came to the end of this relationship with someone, maybe not a romantic relationship, but just some kind of, a relationship of communication and of trying to share ideas with someone. So this could be a romantic partner. It could be, someone at work. It could just be life in general, right? That you've tried to really get your ideas expressed and really open up the communication with people, and it just seems like things haven't been going your way. I feel like maybe you're a very misunderstood person, or at least in the recent past you've felt that way. Now with the Ten of Swords here, I do think that it might be a particular person that you've kind of had this communication with, this friendship or relationship with, and the communication just wasn't there. I feel like you are kind of at the end of your rope with something of that nature, involving this communication with someone. Okay, so I feel like maybe that's part of what is leading you to this idea of things just aren't fun anymore. Things just aren't exciting. You have kind of a loss of interest in doing the things that once made you feel good, right? And I think a big part of that is this Ten of Swords. You've reached the end of your efforts trying to communicate with this person, whoever this person is in your life, where recently you've just kind of said, enough is enough. For some reason, we can't seem to communicate on the same page or at the same level, and so you're just in a way just kind of done with that, right? You've reached the end of what you're willing to offer, how much you're willing to try, and the effort that you're willing to put into that kind of a relationship. Now, again, I don't know if this is an emotional relationship, though I do see that there are some emotional overtones to it. We have the Prince of Cups here as kind of an overshadowing influence on this scenario with you. So I think this is a situation where there are a lot of intense feelings involved. Maybe this is related to a person who you're trying to get to know, you're trying to have a relationship with, or build a friendship, or build any kind of a partnership or relationship, but they just for some reason are too closed off to really, let you in and to really let you get to know them. So we get that with the Prince of Cups here, where they are just, it's kind of this secrecy going on right now, where it's just you're trying to get to know this person, it's just not happening. You've done the work, you've tried, you've put in the effort, and it just hasn't worked. For some reason, the communication isn't there. And I think now you're in this spot of things are just not as exciting as they were. You're losing interest. You're really losing a lot of that initial attraction and those kind of love feelings that you had. So maybe this was a romantic partner that you tried to build a deeper connection with, and it's just doesn't seem to be happening. Maybe they have some kind of a blockage, some kind of a resistance toward that deep of a connection. Okay, so I think that you are in this Seven of Cups phase right now, where you are just losing interest in this. The excitement is starting to wane. Your attraction is starting to just kind of sour. The sweetness isn't there anymore. But again, like I said, the good news is we have this Fool card coming your way. This is new opportunities. This is trusting in your instinct. This is like just trusting that if you just kind of got lost somewhere and you just went on a journey and just on your own whim and impulse, you just changed directions and went into new places, new territories. I think you can trust yourself that you're going to be led into some really great experiences, some new experiences where you're going to have this renewal of joy and pleasure and interest in things. And in the immediate future, we also have another court card, another cup as well, and this is the Princess of Cups. And I think the Princess of Cups here is indicating the beginning of some new feelings of joy and pleasure and satisfaction and love and all of these things, but in their kind of beginning stages. Okay, so I think that you've lost interest in this past situation or this previous person, and through this Fool energy, through this new opportunity, this new kind of wandering, experimentation, and taking chances and so forth, I think you're going to come to the birth of a new emotional connection, a new love connection. So with the decay of something old, something new is being reborn and is going to start to grow, right? And I feel like as another underlying influence here, again, we have more cups, a lot of cups today, a lot of water. We have the Five of Cups. So this is the disappointment I think that you've been experiencing in terms of your love relationships and your emotional connections with other people. I think have kind of soured you a little bit, and that does go right along with the Seven of Cups, where you are not enjoying things the way you used to. And I think you're feeling a little bit disappointed in this regard. Because of this inability to really establish that connection with this person, that's led to this kind of souring of the sweetness of life for you, and it's been a little disappointing. We get that with the Five of Cups here. So I think that this is another influence on you, another factor in what is going on with you today, and that is this Five of Cups, this kind of disappointment, this upset in your emotional life, in your love life, and just a dissatisfaction in that realm, okay? But like I said, the good news is coming with the Fool card and with the Princess of Cups, showing that new opportunities for the birth of new joys, new emotions, new connections, all of that is in your immediate future. I do see the 10 of discs here as representing kind of you and where you're coming from right now. And I think that you are maybe coming off of some good financial success recently. I think maybe you feel like you're in a pretty good place financially. Okay, we have the 10 of discs here, and I do think that this is showing that you're in a stable spot now, that maybe you've recently got that job that you were looking for, or you came into that money that you were expecting, but you're in a pretty stable place right now. And I think that is kind of why your focus is able to shift onto your more emotional life, romantic life, that sort of thing. Because you're coming from this basis of being in a good spot physically and financially. Now, the 10 of discs usually indicates money, but this could be a stability of health. This could be maybe a return of your health, or a return of your financial stability. So I think that's where you're coming from now, and that's allowing you to pursue these, more romantic interests of yours. Now, in terms of the other people in your life, I feel like there's been a lot of drama. Now, this could be related to this person too. We have the Princess of Wands, a lot of court cards here today too. So maybe this is somebody else in your life, this Princess of Wands. This is someone who's very opinionated, likes to start drama, likes to bicker and argue just for argument's sake, Not an easy person to get along with unless you're kind of pandering to them. So I don't know who this is in your life, but I feel like this is kind of a major influence on you right now. And this actually could be the same person as this Prince of Cups that you were maybe trying to have this connection with, but maybe they were a little too secretive, they were a little too argumentative, or just kind of short-tempered, or maybe a little bit of a drama queen. And so that could be that, they've had these two, because, fire and water, they oppose each other. So if this is the same person, they kind of, they kind of go back and forth between being very quiet and very secretive, or being very outgoing and opinionated and kind of just, starting trouble, starting drama, So it could be that they're going back and forth between these two, and that's just not really allowing a strong connection with you. Okay, and again, with that 10 of Swords, I feel like you've put in all the work you can, you've made all the efforts. There's really nothing else that you can do to try to establish that connection. I feel like if that communication isn't there now, then there's really nothing else for you to do. So I don't think this is your person, but I do think with this Fool and this Princess of Cups that this person is coming into your life, and it's going to be through these new opportunities and these taking risks and doing things that maybe you've never done before, and just taking some chances on some new adventures in life, right? Now, in terms of your fears and worries, we have the Hanged Man. So I think a big part of this situation, especially with this previous person that you were trying to connect with, I think the issue there is that you felt that you would have had to sacrifice too much of yourself in order to make it work with this person, right? You would have, first of all, had to sacrifice that connection that you were trying to establish. You'd have to sacrifice maybe some of your own plans, some of your own desires and needs, and some of your own goals and aims in life in order to support that person. So I feel like that's kind of a big factor for you too, is how much is the other person going to expect you to sacrifice and give up and compromise? And is it going to be a fair compromise? Or are you going to be the one that's going to give up all of your, ideas and all of your plans and, all of your goals in life in order to make a relationship work? I don't think you're that type of person who's going to give up too much. Okay, now you're willing to compromise some, sure, but you don't know how far that's going to go, and you're not going to let it go too far where you're going to have to really sacrifice and do a disservice to yourself. Because again, I think you're in this very stable place right now in terms of health and finances. Physically, you're in a good spot, and you're not going to give that up very easily, if at all, for anyone. So that sacrifice really has to be something that you think is fair, that you think is kind of equal and balanced between you and this new person. And again, I don't think it's this person here with their drama and their secrecy and their kind of inconsistency, I guess, going from fire to water to fire. So that connection, I think, is done. That's exhausted. I don't think there's any chance that that's going to really go anywhere, because with the 10 we're at the end of the rope, we're at the end of the cycle for that communication, and I don't think that it really is leading into anything there. But again, with the Fool and the Princess of Cups, we see good things coming through new opportunities and the birth of new joy, new love, new excitement, really good feelings coming in the future with someone else. So the last card that we didn't touch upon yet is this Knight of Wands. Again, another court card. Now, in terms of the kind of the long-term outcome or the potential future outcome of this situation, we do see things happening quickly with the Knight of Wands. It's always a rather swift occurrence. But this could also be indicating a part of yourself that is maybe a little bit too eager, too anxious, not trying to force things, not trying to rush into things, but has a tendency to maybe act too quickly and maybe jump into a relationship quickly. And maybe that's what happened with this person in the past that you're not able to connect with. Maybe you caught feelings really quick, and now it is quite a disappointment that things are going in this 5 and 7 of Cups direction with them, where it's not good anymore. It doesn't feel good anymore. And maybe that's because you kind of had this Knight of Wands energy where you caught feelings quick, you jumped into things a little bit too quickly, and now you're realizing, wow, this person's kind of back and forth, kind of fire, water, hot and cold, kind of a drama, kind of a secretive, kind of hidden, closed off person. And so there's a lot of not regret, I'd say, but maybe in the future you're going to take things a little bit slower and not jump into things right away. You know what I mean? So I think that's where we're going with the Knight of Wands here. And now, Gemini, I really think that things are going to just get brighter in your future, okay? I think things are going to, really start looking more positive, and I think the optimism needs to stay in play. I need you to keep that optimism, because through this Fool card, the opportunities are endless, but you have to trust in yourself. Now, how does trusting yourself go with that Knight of Wands, that kind of reactionary, that hasty, that kind of jumping into things energy? Well, you need to have a little bit of that risk-taking. You need to see the opportunities when they appear, and you need to trust yourself, trust your intuition, and you need to take the risks and push your boundaries a little bit with this Fool card. But you also don't want to jump into anything too quickly. You don't want to jump into a commitment. You don't want to, really get in deep with someone before you really know who they are. So these two cards don't really oppose each other. I think one is a little bit more cautionary, saying, yeah, go out and try new things and be energetic and enthusiastic and eager, and go out and do stuff, but don't be too hasty. Don't make bad decisions, really. Don't jump into things before you really get a feel for the person, at least, and see if that connection is going to be there. So, I think the message is good. I think you've got some really interesting things going on this week, and I'm very curious, who you end up meeting. I think maybe towards the end of the week or into this weekend, you might actually meet with this person. It could be someone that you already know, but it could be someone brand new, but it's just going to be a renewal of this love and joy and this emotional connection, something that recently you've been lacking, that's kind of seems like it's gone out of your life in terms of this last person that you were dealing with, but now you're going to have this new thing with this new person. And I think if you allow yourself to take some risks, trust your intuition, but still be cautious and don't jump into things, I think everything is going to look fantastic for you. So Gemini, I'm really excited about this. I hope that you'll leave me some comments and let me know how things are going. This was your weekly tarot forecast here on Dove and Serpent Tarot, and this was for the week of August 15th through August 21st. Thank you.